Oh, shoot. I forgot we were video.
It's all right. No
So
one's watching it, so.
My mom will.
I expect to see this
really?
one on TikTok going viral.
Yeah, let's do some clips.
Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to a very blooming episode of Small Town Failing Podcast. That doesn't make any sense. George, Easter? I don't know where to go here. I am Joe.
Is that why there are flowers in the background? Sorry.
The movie, you watched the movie.
But you set your house, you put the flowers behind you.
So here's the thing. So I'm Joe, the host. That other voice you hear is Katelin Randall, who has been on multiple episodes.
Yeah.
And actually, one of the stars of this was in, I think, the first episode that you were on.
Yeah.
And then the one being polite and quiet is one Mr. Logan Cummins, who you were on. What was it? It was like the train one or something. Does that ring a bell?
Christmas Train, and I can't remember it was like some actress who was like a big deal. I can't remember what her name was though.
Well, Christopher Lloyd was in it, right? Because I should probably have this in front of me. Like, that's kind of the information that might be useful, but whatever at this point. The movie this is already off the rails. The movie we're discussing tonight, In Eastern Bloom, which oddly preachy, which I did not realize when I said, hey, let's do an Easter movie. But anywho, Logan, Katelin, thank you for joining. We tried to do this a while back. And also that one, I don't have the movie in front of me, but Logan,
that went off the rails even more. So I'll try to be a little bit more pulled together today.
Totally fine. And well, because Katelin now full on drug dealer. We should just get into that. There you go. Katelin, do you want to talk about your drug empire? Like since we're here?
I launched my own cannabis brand called MixMix since the last time I was on the podcast. It's perfectly paired with these movies, by the way. Essentially, go ahead.
No, please continue. Absolutely.
Yeah. Let me just finish my. What are these on the podcast where they're like at the end? Like
a plug?
Yes, that's the word. I'll plug MixMix for one more second. So MixMix is flavored. THC infused flavor mixes that you add to food and beverage. So we have some more savory SKUs and some more citrus and sweet flavors for beverage. So anything, it's essentially made to mix with whatever you want, however you want it, throughout whatever you're eating that day. And
wonderful.
Katelin, what would you pair with the Diet Mountain Dew?
Ooh.
You know what? Logan, one of our investors, that was the first time he tried it. He tried it with Mountain Dew, and I didn't know people still drank that. So really excited to hear that.
We are from different.
I know, but
I just feel like the new caffeine energy drink movement has steered us away from Mountain Dew. No,
not those of us who are trashy.
I stay with what's tried and true. I would put the tart citrus in there. No.
Yeah, I would love to. Because let's do that. Talked about this. I'm going to plug MixMix also. Caitlin has told me that it will not make me paranoid like regular weed.
It won't make you paranoid.
Or edibles. I get paranoid and I shut down and I always think the cops are coming to arrest me.
So the first time, once they legalized it, I remember on a Saturday night partaking, and there was a cop for some reason on our corner, and I just kept staring out the window oh, what the fuck? And then after 45 minutes, I'm like, wait, this is perfectly fine. There's nothing he can do.
Yeah.
I went into one of the dispensaries we're in the other week. We're finalizing an event there. Anyway, the Westtown Bakery, which is attached to the dispensary, there were two cops ordering coffee, and I was so clenched the whole time. And I've been working in the industry for 5 years, so it still feels. I don't really cops make me clench on a normal day, so that's maybe just a personal thing. They terrify me. But
look at you. You're obviously.
Yeah.
I think the three of us are really the demographic.
Yeah, we should be worried. Yeah.
How was the Indian Hill Police Department, Caitlin?
They were the Rangers, by the way. Okay. Growing up, the police department in my town they were called the Indian Hill Rangers.
Oh. That even
I grew up
sounds
in maybe
uncomfortable.
the whitest town in the land, so
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Can we move forward? So this movie Eastern Blue?
So anyway, the movie that we were supposed to do this on, Making Waves,
Oh right.
Yes.
back in
Yes.
August of last
You
year.
bailed.
I did have
Mr. Logan Cummins.
Conflicts happen, which, by the way, Katelin, I think I reached out to you to be on an episode like a month ago and you just completely didn't even reply. So
I meant to respond to you because you
grievances.
touche. But then you were so nice on my LinkedIn post and I was like, oh shit, I forgot to respond to his DM.
When someone I know posts that they launched a drug line and, you know, we live within like a half an hour of each other, I'm going to be friendly. And
well, no, the best part is I knew you were being sarcastic. So like,
that's valid too. But anyway, MixMix.
Because I think you called me inspirational and I was like, that's not Joe. He's having an AI robot.
I mean, I say this in the nicest way possible, having known you for, I don't know, 6-7 years. It's the first time I've actually like been excited.
There we go. Let's get everyone feeling good. Let's get everyone high.
But anywho, MixMix right now only available in Illinois, I believe.
Yes.
But you know, taking over the world sometime
Yeah.
soon.
One market at a time.
All right. And if anyone's interested, just message the show and I will give you Caitlin's home address.
Yes, please.
I
just get to
follow at Get MixMix. There we go. I actually have something to plug, you guys.
Like a pixie stick version that you just dump in your mouth?
Oh, it is essential. You can put any of them just straight. We do have people who do that as well.
Interesting. Is there like specific recipes that you post or anything, or
we're going to be?
Are you going to down this whole thing right now?
Maybe. Do you hear me opening one? I'm like,
no. It's not picking that up at all. It's going great.
Oh shit! It is picking it up. I was going to show you the stick, but I didn't have an open thing. Hold on, I'm coming.
Please don't show us the stick. There's video.
That's what the.
Oh, okay. So it's like those little, like, almost like sweetener packets.
Yes, that's exactly right. It's like liquid IV.
Interesting.
Yeah, I should have started with that. It would have been easier.
That would have summed it up.
Something we wouldn't have had to go 30 minutes into it. Good thing this is my first podcast about the brand. Okay, the next one's gonna go great.
I'm surprised your drug company plug took so long to
explain what it is.
It's a thing. It's like it's just a pack of stuff. You do it. It's it. And there were cops there. Anyway, the reason for the flowers, which by the way, my lovely wife Leslie bequeathed unto me when I came home today, which was amazing, and she's the best. Correct. The movie we're discussing, Eastern Bloom. Just came out this past weekend on Hallmark for Easter, which was this past Sunday. Are you, either of you, big Easter folks, or do you do much, or is it like a thing?
No.
You first, Logan.
Growing up, we used to have to go. My parents were very religious. We had to go to a sunrise service on Easter, and then we would go and like the men of the church like cooked breakfast for the congregation, and then we had another service. So 2.
Oh, double duty.
Get out.
I feel like I got enough Easter in those 16 years.
I would. That feels like a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up in the same way, not double duty on the services, but grew up Easter was a thing. We always went to church. This year I didn't. So, you know.
But you watched this movie, so.
But I watched this movie. That's exactly right.
A lot of church in it.
Yeah.
It was.
I took way more from this than any sermon that I've ever seen.
Honestly. We are in charge of our own bloom. What was it? The dad said the cheesiest thing ever. It was like, you're in charge of your own master. I don't remember, but it was something so funny. You're the master of your own destiny, but like with flower metaphors.
Yeah.
Everything you've said sounds like the dad was talking to the daughter about her virginity. Like, you're in charge of your own bloom,
upon
sweetie.
Reflection, there was a lot of interestingness there.
There's a lot of questions for that. So we, my family, we were not very. My parents have since started going back to church, but I could not tell you the last time like I went to like a mass or anything. I love the candy though. big candy
Yeah,
fan. So that's,
Yeah.
you know. All right.
What's
So
your
we could
favorite? Like, are you a jelly? Sorry,
no,
the
please.
jelly bean, the chocolate. Like, what's your favorite?
I'm more of a jelly bean. I enjoy a
Uh-huh.
peep. I enjoy a Cadbury egg.
Okay.
Like,
Peeps.
yeah,
People aren't actually a fan of Peeps, right?
yeah,
my wife
it's
is. Yeah.
yeah, they're delicious. It's just marshmallows with sugar on it. I don't understand why people have problems with that.
Do you eat them fresh or do you like let them get stale? That's like Liz's thing is she cuts the pack open and lets them get like stale.
I am more of a fresh, but I don't mind stale. I'll in any form. I enjoy a peep. I enjoy peeps. I enjoy the black jelly beans, like the what are they like crow's eggs? I think they call them, just like the whole pack.
Yeah.
I'm
Any
judging
like old people
everyone.
candy.
Yeah.
This is the thing that's going to end Leslie and my marriage at some
Yeah.
point. Like Necco wafers, like
Oh,
all that
yeah.
stuff.
I like
Candy
that.
corn, love it.
Yeah, candy
Have to
corn,
have it.
Starburst hearts for Valentine's Day.
Hmm.
I fucking love it.
No.
I'm very traditional like that. Like even
Yeah.
with jelly beans, like don't give me the fucking Starburst jelly beans.
You want
Yes.
the
I want the regular. I want
Yeah. Like
milk.
the old timey,
no.
the Brooks, like
Well, don't
the
get the black. I'm gonna sound like my dad. I don't like the black ones.
that sounds like Caitlin's hometown, probably.
Shut up, 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 shut up. Wait, no, 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 no. You guys like the big, like, waxy jelly beans that,
Those are jelly beans.
no.
Those are jelly beans.
Yeah.
I only want the, like, Starburst versions.
No, 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 no,
No.
no. There's ones that like the Brock's ones, especially because like one tastes like spearmint or something ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
they're the best. Yeah.
Those are the best.
Mhm.
I usually like every traditional candy like that. So like candy corn, the conversation hearts. I have like
Mhm.
when they first hit the market, I go and buy like one bag and just binge eat them.
Mhm.
And I end up getting like so sick from it. But I still probably have like 3 or 4 more bags before the
They're
season's
so
over.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm like,
because those are pretty much just Necco wafers, but
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Which when they announced that Necco wafers are being discontinued, I did go to like every store in this area and had a gigantic stash.
Yeah.
Did
And
they actually just, I wouldn't have known that they discontinued them. Was
so
that big news?
they reopened, so now like they're
Oh, you're
being
good.
created again. Yeah, but like for like 6 years, maybe less, they were off the market, and it was a real tough time.
It was a bummer for you.
Yeah.
I
I love
think
Necco wafers.
yeah.
Delicious.
Speaking of things that you like, this movie.
Oh,
Okay, you guys, I hate to admit,
Hmm?
I have a sickness. That man was really hot.
Really? All right, so let's get into this.
I feel like it was so unbelievable that he was a pastor, first of all, because I definitely
Yeah.
think he's been in other stuff that like he's been a bully. Like he would
Mhm.
bully you in high school and you'd still love him.
well,
He 100% has been in a bunch of these. So I should say, before we kind of get into that, Easter in Bloom came out this past weekend on Hallmark. It stars Amy Teagarden,
Yes.
who you might remember as Julie Taylor
Yep.
from Friday Night Lights, who you also might remember from the last movie you were on,
Mm-hmm.
Katelin, which I could not find in here. But she was in it. It was like Christmas Class Reunion was the name of the
Yes.
movie. And she
You
was
missed a
in
good
that as
one.
well. And then Benjamin Hollingsworth plays Derek, the love interest that Caitlin has already just dived into.
I'm foaming out the mouth, dude.
Talk about. And the whole sort of plot is Amy Tiergarten plays Amanda, who we never really find out why she's kind of come back home, but like she left for some reason, returned back when her father either passed away or was like getting sick and going to pass away, and took over the farm, which the whole thing is just tulips, I think. They have annuals, I think they're called in the world of horticulture or whatever the word is. And the entire farm is based off of people coming, picking, and like creating their own bouquet. And
she's crazy.
as you might, not be surprised by, that's not going well. Like there's not a big market. And then also this particular year, the farm is failing. They're apparently behind on their payments, and the frost is just continued. Like the winter has gone late, so like the flowers aren't blooming. They're literally the whole movie is about them losing the farm, which is like I feel like the first Hallmark movie was probably that script. So that's that. So Katelin, if you want to get back into Derek, the main.
I mean, well, I just feel like my age specifically, like Amy Teagarden and that man were like Hallmark, like we grew up together, and the fact that they have now moved over to Hallmark is just making me feel that I am of a certain age, you know, which is hard to accept because the two of you know me as the young one on the team, and now, no, is that not what we? I feel like in my head I was always the youthful like millennial on the team, and now
I
I'm
feel
old.
like when we worked together, like you were the one that we would go to for like what was the
relevant,
hip happening.
Yeah, me. Like, I'm sorry, I'm so cool.
Yeah. And then like me and Megan and a couple others would talk about stuff that was just like old people things, like NPR, and you would stare at us.
Sure. That's absolutely what you guys would talk about. And I'd try to join your lunch table and be like, sick. But so they've aged with me now, and now they're on Hallmark. I'm like, wow, it's tough out there.
I will say, I did not even recognize what's her name from Friday Night Lights. Like, unless you look real hard, you can kind of see the face. I mean, she was like a teenager, I think, when that show was on, but like I could not kind of place it. So the whole movie opens with her as a kid in the garden. Her father like gives her a trowel, and like it was
a question.
Yeah.
Did you guys know what a fucking trowel was? Because I didn't know.
Because I live in the burbs, and during the pandemic, like you can't see, but behind me, literally, there's like so many like plants that I'm growing indoors until it's
did
ready
you become a plant guy?
Like obsessed. We have like a small garden that I have like expanded.
Why he chose this movie, year. By the way, Logan. He thought it was like a learning moment.
Joe was actually a ghostwriter on this.
Well, I was excited. I'm like, oh, like I'll have something to talk about for this. And then the whole thing is literally just, I don't know, we planted some flowers. They're not coming out. I don't know what to do.
They never got, that's actually kind of true. They never got to it was always just like, it's cold. Like, no shit.
Well, because there is, and we can just skip around and bullshit about whatever. But like, there's one scene where her and Derek, who turns out to be the pastor, takes her on like a lunch date into the woods, which also seemed like not a great idea.
He was going to murder her.
Yeah.
Does. Yep.
But they see, what do they call it? Like snow somethings, like flowers coming out. And they're both like, oh, this is kind of the first sign of, flowers starting to come in. So like the whole idea is
snowdrops?
Snowdrops. There you go. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
I just watched it, you guys, like 30 seconds ago.
Oh, that is true. Yeah. So those are coming in. So the idea is like, I think the farm, like those flowers are going to come in. But to your point, the whole movie kind of focuses on the fact that they're going to lose the farm. The mother has kind of hid the fact that they're behind on payments. Like literally, I think they get a note that says like foreclosure. Yeah. So this woman, Lori, who runs off the road and just kind of like lands in their yard.
Why is there always in the ones I watch? I don't know, with the ones you choose for us, there's always like a dementia, like riddled old person, or like showing signs of dementia. I don't know.
Well, this one, so there's Lori, who is the older woman, ends up being Derek's mother, and so she knows about this. What do they call it? Like florist? What do you do? Like
competition,
floral arrangement competition. That apparently
20 G's, by the way.
If who's funding that?
To make
exactly.
Yeah, that was mine.
Same. MixMix is gonna enter.
Like, because I don't know how these things work, but like at the end of the day, it looked like they were just putting flowers in a pot, and like you're gonna win 20 grand for that.
I was gonna wait until the end, but those were the fuggliest floral creations I've ever seen in my entire life. And also, I don't know whether I love it. I was sitting here going back and forth being like, I just can't handle this, or I love this even more, that what Hallmark does is they didn't even have the budget to spend on real flowers. Like, do they do that purposely? Is that a purposeful choice? Because if it is, then I salute you. Then I'm like, yeah, I love that you just don't give a shit.
Are you talking about, because in the movie they make a comment that like, oh, we'll use silk flowers because you know, we don't have the money to
I missed that
practice this. Okay. So yeah. So they do make a comment. And I assume, I mean, they're about to lose the farm because they don't have any money. So I assume that that actually was the reason.
The other thing that really tipped me off to how bad they were doing financially is I felt like Amanda, that's her name, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the character name.
That's the main character's name. If there was $1,000 on the line, I wouldn't have known it.
So I feel like she wore that white and blue striped shirt that was like, I thought a work uniform in every scene almost. And I was like, girl needs to go to like a BOGO at JCPenney or something.
It was either that or there was a lot of flannel, which I did appreciate.
So many shackets.
A lot of shackets. Yeah.
Is that what that's called? I've never heard that term before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's like a shirt jacket.
Shackets?
I like that. I wear them constantly.
They've been in for a while now.
Yeah. I mean,
I feel
now that he knows about them, I don't know. Are
they? Yeah, shackets. I thought Liz made that term up when she said it the first time. I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
I've never heard it. That's good.
Although, can we agree though? Her style, to your point, Logan, though, her style got way more churchy by the end. She went from like the cool, like, you know, wouldn't say cool, but like alt person in their town or whatever to she went straight.
Well, her like the aesthetic kind of fit the farm, right?
The farm,
like
yes.
She's going out there, she's tending to the fields every morning or doing whatever the hell she does. Yeah. So like it kind of fit. But then they go on this like, first of all, let's get into Lori and her relationship because Lori takes her under her wing, is like, I'm going to teach you how to arrange these bouquets. You're going to win 20 grand. It's going to save the farm. But there's all these steps. And like, honestly, the first one I think was go 5? To church. Or I think there was 5. The second one was like, let's go on a shopping spree and try on outfits. And I didn't fully understand like what any of them had to actually do with the flowers. But like that scene in particular was the most depressing, like at a certain point, she just walked out with like mom jeans and been like, I give up.
Yes. I felt like, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it felt like a really bad recreation of like the scene from Clueless where they're like, giving Ty the makeover. You know, like she was coming out and like, and first, where did the Polaroid camera come from?
Why?
These are like $5 a fucking picture. Like you would not just be wasting that if you didn't have any money.
Or you have a goddamn phone. Like,
I love that Logan's like, financially, that's a terrible choice. Like, just in general.
This is why you're losing the farm.
That's not what you're using a Polaroid for. That's like for like a party. You're not using it to catalog your wardrobe that you didn't buy.
Do you think that's why they can't pay the mortgage? Because like they haven't figured out how to use their phone?
Maybe.
It was giving me like a slow entrance into a cult vibe, or like what I would imagine becoming a Mormon's like, where they just somehow you're just like getting chained. Like they're just like one day you wake up and the second test is you changed your whole wardrobe, and then the next is like you never get to leave your house or something. You know,
like right, step 4, we go murder your parents.
Like
now.
That's the whole relationship between her and that woman. Felt like she was guiding her into like, I don't want to say grooming because that's a weird word these days, but like
indoctrinated.
Yes. She was in charge of that woman's journey to the church.
Yeah.
I don't understand. So wait, like was Lori new to the town?
Yeah.
So she had lived there and then moved away when she got married. And that's when Constance, who we haven't talked about, her and Constance had they were going to open a business, and they had a falling out because Lori moved away with her husband, but then she had moved back with Derek and her husband. Yeah, because her son, we haven't really talked about, but he is now the pastor in the local church. So she moved back, her and her husband, whose name I forget off the top of my head, Dan.
He's dead or something, right? He just wasn't there.
No, Dan's there. Dan was the bald guy that she was wearing. Yeah.
He seemed a little.
He was so insignificant.
A little rough for Lori.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, to be honest, I gotta just throw it out there. Constance and her like breakup of friendship for 20 years or whatever over her moving. Like, are we sure they were just friends?
Yeah,
it's giving more than friends.
It's for sure.
Really? Oh, I didn't even think about that. Like I could see that.
He followed the church themes way too closely.
Yeah. I honestly, at a certain point, thought they were sisters because there were
They
like
look so
they
close
looked a lot
together.
alike.
Yeah.
Well, they looked alike, and then Derek, if you shaved off the father, her
Yes.
father who died, beard.
Yes.
And then there's also Derek's friend who's
Yes.
trying to convince him to
That one. Yeah.
They all kind of look the same. Like,
Yep.
so
I
I
actually
kept getting
thought
confused.
Constance and Lori were the same person. Like,
Yep.
you have the interaction in the coffee shop where Effie is like super, like, oh god, here comes Constance or whatever, and she's like super bitchy. And then when Lori like comes crashing into the front
Yep.
yard and gets out of the car, I thought it was the same person. It took me like
Same.
a few minutes to be like,
Same.
oh, that's
Yep.
not the same person.
Same. Also, like the way that they talk about Constance coming in and ordering your coffee is literally like how I order. Like, I'm sorry, what? She just was like, "Can I have a coffee?" Like, the poor woman did nothing to you. She just wasn't trying to talk.
You haven't had your coffee yet. You're angry. Like, that's
Yeah.
the exact same way I order.
I would
at
have had my
Starbucks.
AirPods in and been like, "Don't look at me."
No, I like when it's the first thing in the morning, I refuse to say like fucking venti or whatever it is because I can't remember. I refuse to say like pike or whatever. I'm just like
Yeah.
large coffee, please.
Yeah,
Like,
anything
that's
you
all I need.
see.
Well,
Yeah.
if Effie's shop doesn't have mobile ordering, I'm not even going.
Oh, yeah.
Respect, actually.
But
Yeah.
it makes sense now because they don't know how to use phones. So,
Which I don't know. Do you just get like coffee, just coffee? Because Starbucks used to be you would go up, you would order it, and they would hand it to you right there. Now they started this system where I think they like individually make every cup. So even if you're just ordering a coffee, then you have to wait for them. So now you're just in line with all the
The
lattes,
masses.
and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on with my life? Like,
Are
this
you guys still working? Like, are you still working in the big buildings where like there's only one Starbucks? Oh my god, that was my nightmare.
Yeah.
That's gonna sound really good to like the listeners.
Well, because I'm also there with like all the olds like myself have figured out ways to not go into the office anymore. So it's just me and like a sea of 20-year-olds. And I'm just like, please God, just give me. And they're all just like fucking jazzed up at 9 a.m., all excited. And
because some media rep is buying them coffee.
Like, come on, fucking coffee. Like,
you're like, get out of my way or I'm gonna put you on all the projects.
I'm gonna ruin your goddamn weekend.
Don't mess with me.
That's my job.
Yeah. That's
I don't know where we were here.
But yeah, no, that made me laugh though when she got the coffee and they were like, she's an evil witch. I'm like, okay, listen.
Yeah.
The other scene in the coffee shop that just confused the fuck out of me was Amanda. So this is also why I was confused why Amanda even came back home, because it's not like she came back home because like she had to do something, right?
Yeah.
Like, I guess to take care of the farm, but like she came home to be a barista and like she's just picking up a shift at the coffee shop. So like I wasn't quite clear. And I don't know why they even had this scene, but she came up with this idea of like a vanilla and cardamom. And the owner was just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, no one's ever done that. And then like all of a sudden it works. And it's like, oh, this is amazing. Like no one's ever thought to like mix those two together.
I also take really personal offense though to people who put like lavender in their coffee. That's just disgusting.
You know who loves a lavender latte? Leslie Charnews, who's going to be watching this and going to be real offended.
Leslie, I take everything I say back. Also, MixMix vanilla is delicious in coffee, so ignore everything I've said. No, but let's keep going.
Logan, you were going to say something. I think I cut you off.
No, I don't remember now. It's fine.
No, wait. There was something I wanted to say. To your point about her being a barista, she came home to take care of the farm, and apparently there's nothing to be done until the ground is unfrozen.
That's the thing. Well, that's what I thought was weird, and not to get into my horticultural background with my garden.
Please do.
But the entire thing is based off of I think they're annuals. I always get perennials and annuals mixed up. Like which ones just come back every year.
Oh, you really have gotten into the now. You are a big boy.
Those flowers you see around this time of year where like you just plant them and then every year they come back. So like I don't even know what she has to do there. Like the bulbs are in the ground. Those things are just going to keep coming back. So like they just
she really didn't have work to do, because in my head I'm like, she's on a farm. Like there's got to be something to do.
But the entire farm is just flowers.
Just flowers.
Apparently, though,
playing the like how hard it is to grow flowers, I'm sure. But like, there was nothing for her to do. Like, Her mom is up at the butt crack of dawn making fucking snickerdoodles.
She was working so hard.
I know. The mom also looked like a very old, like in days Loretta Lynn.
Oh, I can see that.
Me too.
I couldn't. That was like a vision I just couldn't get out of my head.
I could see that.
She just looked so nothing like Amy Teagarden that I'm like, that's not your mom.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest. It's like not even in the same realm.
That is kind of what I was expecting. Like at a certain point, like it's going to be revealed Lori's actually her mother, or like, you know, and this woman just kind of took her in. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. So the mother, the only other thing I know her from is the Lifetime Murdaugh murders. She was like one of the characters in there, not the main, but that's all I remember.
Do you think these actors have deals with like
for
Hallmark
sure
and Lifetime that they're like a yearly here I'll be in this many movies?
I would assume so, yeah, at this point.
Yeah. You're an artist and you're signed to produce like 4 albums. They're like, you're gonna do 4 movies or whatever.
That's probably right.
Let's ask Candace Cameron Bure. How do you say that?
I think it's Bure.
Fuck her.
Yeah.
She probably would have loved that role. She's a big.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, this would have. I wouldn't be surprised if this was written for her originally, and then when she, you know, jumped
started
over
being
to Gaff or whatever the hell it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, so Derek is the pastor in this town. The whole his kind of conflict is him and Amanda are spending a lot of time together. But he also has this offer to go to like Shenandoah and lead retreats, which started to make me real uncomfortable when that guy was explaining. It's like, it's for men to be in the Shenandoah Mountains
with the
for
kids
us to bond, and the kids, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
Like,
yeah, no, it feels culty again. We're feeling weird. And men,
so he's got
religion give me the ick.
But then he's also like, the whole story is like him trying to be his true self because he doesn't want to tell the group that, or like the church, that he rock climbs.
Okay,
and
that's what killed me. That he likes he's an adventurer. I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
That was when there were a lot of points that I was like, I can't believe this fucking movie. But when that was like the thing where he's like,
I just can't tell him about rock climbing.
Accident, and can we just keep this between and he had a really bad Southern accent, by the way. He's like, can we just keep this between the two of us? And I was like, I can't fucking watch. This is too much.
That actually, though, was like kind of like interesting. I feel like I know every twist and turn in a Hallmark movie. Wasn't expecting that.
So the funny thing is, so this whole thing, he doesn't want the congregation.
He could have been like, I'm gay, and I would have been like, that makes sense. Like that, I can understand. You might, I understand your internal like stress.
But he didn't want them to know that he does like outdoorsy things because he
jumps out of airplanes. Yeah,
and then it also turns out like he used to be an instructor and he fell, and the person
with the kid in his. Kid harness? That felt weird.
They didn't say it was a kid. They said it was maybe the same age. Did he say kid?
I think he said a younger man.
Yeah, no, I thought he said a boy.
Oh, Jesus
I pictured him like in a baby Bjorn.
Yeah.
Like he softened my fall.
Because Derek almost was paralyzed, right? Like they said he was never going to walk again. And then God was like, not true.
Yeah. Which, by the way, not even a limp. He had like nothing.
Come on.
Nothing. This guy looked so unscathed from somebody that had a rock.
I just kept thinking about the Seinfeld
60
episode
feet or something?
with Dan Cortez. Did you watch that, Logan? I know you didn't, Katelin.
I have had more when I like fell over in my kitchen from just losing my balance than Eric did from falling in a fucking ravine.
Because what did he say?
I have a bruise on my hand right now from my watch.
Yeah.
So like what? Oh, that's middle age for you. Am I middle aged? No, I'm not. I'm still young, right?
I don't think you are. I think I am. I know I am. Anyway, I don't know where the hell we are. Usually we kind of go through the whole movie, but at this point it doesn't even matter.
No, you guys.
Please.
We're doing it.
I need to go. Sorry, I don't know. I got passionate because I love this movie. No, the accent. Thank you, Logan.
Yes.
What in the world was that? Either a Jersey? It was like somewhere cross between like a Jersey accent and a Southern accent, and I was like,
what I think was happening is he's Canadian, So I think he has a Canadian accent, and he was trying to do a Southern accent. Because where this is supposed to take place in North or South Carolina, I think.
Okay, I couldn't figure that out. I actually
Me
tried to
neither.
rewind on my phone when they
I
got
thought it was Vermont.
the letter about the foreclosure because I was trying to
Oh,
keep what the address was. I do
Yeah.
know it was 304 area code on the 555 on Lori's phone number.
I didn't even pick that up. I think they said at some point. I know that the retreat was going to be in the Shenandoah Mountains, so I assumed like somewhere around that. I have no idea where that is
No,
either.
I
By the
think
way,
you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and feel pretty confident about my answer. I think it was somewhere either like Vermont or somewhere like that.
I
I'm
think
telling
it's
you.
Katelin because he talked about growing up in the South.
Yeah. Well,
uh,
but his mom was from like they were from the north, and then the mom. That's why he like made comment about his accent, and I was like, okay,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, that's right.
you
Because
know,
she does say at some point like, "Oh, you're probably not used to this." Because I don't know. Maybe you're right. I
yes,
feel like Vermont, the frost would be later than Easter, but
Easter,
I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's plot holes, Joe. There's plot
There's
holes.
so many plot holes. Like the other thing that confused me, every time they went to the church, it looked like there was like a
A new
funeral
dead
going on.
person?
Yeah, and I'm like, who are these people?
Yes. Why was the one woman I couldn't figure out what her role was in the church, the one that was obsessed with the remembrance bouquets?
Yeah.
I
And
was
then
like, what
was it
is going on?
like at one
What was
point
that?
the mother is crying at like one of the funerals, but like it was some person I've never seen in this movie before. I was so
Yeah.
lost.
Yeah.
Well, and I didn't understand. Like, I thought she was gonna be the one to save the farm because, like, she was just being so weird.
Which
Like,
one,
she's the
Lori?
one that
The
the no
African American.
the girl with the remembrance bouquets. Like,
Oh.
she was giving character that had nothing to do with the movie, but wanted to be in the movie so badly. Like,
Yeah, like when she's like, I'll pay for the real flowers.
yeah, you're like, wait, who are
Yeah.
you again? Why are you?
Oh yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who
And
was that? Was that Gladys?
yeah, Gladys, I think
Yes.
was her name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that was
yeah,
wild for
that
me.
was weird.
The egg race was wild. I know we're just jumping. Do you want to, Joe? You steer.
No, I don't care. This is honestly going to be the best episode. I forgot to
Unfortunately, he knows when.
I forgot to hit record, but like, let's just keep going. I'm kidding. The egg race was weird because Derek was like very creepy about the whole thing. And
Yeah.
then Derek ordering his drink for the first time was like the biggest red flag, like within like the first 15 minutes. Cause like he keeps going on about this is delicious. Like,
Oh my God, he did the lavender one.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a red flag. Can you stop thumbs upping, by the way? You've done that like 4
I don't know
times.
how to turn this on. It just keeps going. It's
I
my
think I have an old computer. It's fine.
but no, like his whole ordering was like, this is delicious, you're beautiful, blah blah blah. I'm
Yeah.
like, you're a creepy son of a bitch. Like,
I was into it.
It's a real red flag for me, not just in a dating sense, but like just as a human being.
Yeah.
If you refer to service people by their name on their name tag.
yeah, I agree.
Couldn't agree
I had a
more.
friend that did that, like, well, ex-friend. I had an acquaintance that did that, and like we would be at like
Would you talk more about that?
Denny's or something, like after
Yeah.
a wrestling show, and he would be like, "Oh, thanks for taking care of us, Jason." Like he would lean in and look at it and like
Mm.
say
So
the
like
person's
this.
name, and I
I
was
don't
like,
like it.
"Yeah, this guy is nope. I can't be friends."
It's
with him."
giving trying too hard to be friends, you
Yeah.
know?
I don't
Yeah.
like it.
Did you hear me just say it's giving? I'm
It's
so
giving.
cool.
You are.
I don't think kids are saying that anymore. I'm sorry.
No, shit, it's
Yeah.
just like a shacket.
Just millennials.
So dark.
What else do we have?
Wait,
Lauren,
Oh,
talk
God.
about the tip when he gave her the $14 tip, and she's like, "I can't accept this. This is too big."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I would give you another $1 if I had it."
yeah,
So
Yeah,
awkward.
This guy.
the whole thing, like, oh,
Yeah.
don't worry, I'll get my money in some way. Like,
He's taking it from the Sunday basket.
oh,
Yeah.
I think he's watching her sleep. Like, I think,
He might be.
Well, can we talk about the house? that
oh
goes
yeah,
on with the farm, because I was
Yeah.
like, this seems like a mansion.
it's beautiful. Like it was
gorgeous.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Like,
It was very like colonial.
mhm.
Mhm.
And I was sort of like, I don't know, maybe you should like downsize if you're having financial troubles.
Sell the fucking farm. There's the
Yeah.
guy comes over and he wants to buy it, and it's like,
Yes.
why are you keeping this? Like, the mother wants nothing to do with it. She just wants to make cookies. The daughter moved away. She obviously doesn't want to be here doing this. Like, she'll be perfectly happy with anything. You can have like a 10 by 10 like garden.
Yeah.
Like, nobody wants to do this.
It made no sense.
The only thing I could relate to in this scenario was like with Amanda, I'm wondering if it was just like super guilt. So like I already have guilt for like when my parents aren't here anymore.
Yeah.
Like now. And so it's gonna be worse, like, you know, when they're actually not. But I'm like, does she just feel, and is it just the guilt that's compelling?
I assume so. Like, it had to.
What does she love about growing flowers if she can't even fucking pick and arrange them?
No.
Like, I don't understand what's going on.
No,
and I think the craziest part.
I think that's why, like, when I read the description for this, I'm like, oh, that'll be fun. I like to garden. And then it's just like, oh, no, you planted some bulbs 50 years ago and now you just stare at the ground and wait for them to come up. Like, this has nothing to do with it. And then the whole movie is about her learning how to make a floral arrangement, which, I mean, Trader Joe's, I'll be honest, like, got it. Where's my 20 grand?
Did Leslie arrange those? I was going to ask.
She did a great
so much
job.
arranged as handed to me, and I took them out of the little thing and put it in that, and there you go. Like, I'll take 10 grand for that. Like, that'll be fine.
I love how you're trying to take Leslie's.
Oh my God, no! Like, no, I would never.
Some harmony and contrast going on.
My God. The harmony and the contrast, but like trying to teach that through clothes, once again, back to the clothes, is the most wild.
That scene.
Like, those Polaroids.
Like, you could have just looked up the word contrast in the dictionary and read it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that would have saved us 20 minutes of the movie.
It was,
That's one thing, actually. I saw, it's probably TikTok or something, but like, one of the things that I don't think film and television has really, I'm totally ripping him off, but I agree with him, is like grasped or been able to show in movies and film and TV is how we, as, you know, a society, engage with media. So like, oh wow, did I just get
where the fuck are we going here, Katelin? When did this get serious?
But my point is like they never. Sorry, whoa! Did MixMix just hit?
But can you expand on it though?
Yes, no. So they don't.
This is Billy Madison trying to explain the little puppy found his way home or whatever at the end of Billy Madison. Society.
I just feel like they all feel a little dated, even though they were filmed this year, because they don't ever represent how we actually live our lives on the internet.
Oh yeah.
Is that better?
No, it's actually 100% a good point, because like this one specifically felt very dated, whereas like some of the other ones I've watched, like they reference like a Facebook type thing or like a TikTok type thing, but don't say like the actual thing. But like this one, like to your point, Logan, like they're taking Polaroids for some reason, and like I don't even know if I saw like a cell phone. Like, I guess maybe the idea is like this one can be timeless and we can watch it forever and it'll always seem odd. But like there was it felt very, I don't know. This felt to me like when people complain or make fun of Hallmark movies, like this is it. Like this is what they're talking about. And like to the point where it's so over the top, especially with sort of the religious message that they keep trying to push here. I was like, oh, wow. Like, because I feel like in the last few years, and we've talked about it a lot, they've started including like gay couples and like even mixed couples, and like they've tried to kind of progress. And you know,
that's where I would have liked it if his secret was like he was like gay and then it was with a male, like another, like that would have been more interesting. That might have pushed the like envelopes a little too far, because I'm sure the Christian church like paid for this movie or whatever, you know, like on the Super Bowl, those like Jesus commercials, like I got that vibe that they paid for this.
Yeah, I agree for sure.
It definitely was. My mom, Sarah Cummins, would not have been happy with that, Katelin. She canceled her Hallmark subscription when they had the Christmas movie that featured like a same-sex couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly. Like that's kind of where things have been going.
Yeah.
And then this
They
one, I was
do
like,
one movie a year.
Yeah.
this one, I was just like, oh wow, like this is really. There's a lot of God and Jesus talk, and like, which speaking of, I would have loved it at some point. Amanda, like when she was trying to like fix the bouquets and stuff, would have just given like a Jesus fucking Christ, like come on, just
Yeah.
I think she did one of those, why God, why does this have to happen?
She did. Yeah, there was a like, you know, why would God do this? Like something
Yeah.
it was either like the ground thawing or like her dad dying. I don't know. It was something along those lines.
I think it was the combination.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like she alluded to it a couple times, but there was like the moment where she's like, is this just another part of your grand plan, God?
Yeah.
Something like that. Like he's going to be like, yes, Amanda.
Yeah.
I don't know why he talks like that.
Yeah, he would.
Not a he, but
The foreclosure, when they get the notice that the house is being foreclosed, like,
That's
why would
right.
God do this to us?
Mhm.
Which, in a similar vein, I loved when Derek was finally explains his story about how he fell, and then the kid was with him, and he's like, and I don't know, like part of me blames myself, and I'm like, it sounds like it was 100% your fault. Like you slipped, you fell, you were the instructor. Like you should.
Yeah, that's 100% your fault.
No, Derek, you should.
Yeah.
Also, like
I want to see a sequel
God.
where they sue Derek for that. The
Ooh,
family.
yeah.
Oh yes, yeah.
Well, to me, the only like drama between the relationship was he got that. I just love when the misinterpreted like conversation.
Ugh.
That's the like,
Oh, she like overhears and thinks he's
yeah,
leaving.
him talking to that guy about the weird retreats. Which, by the way, I feel like you could do both. You only have to talk on Sundays, don't you? You know,
Yeah.
like you have plenty of other days.
Like, how long are these retreats? It's not like you're in the mountains for the rest of your life. Like
exactly. Like let's just solve problems.
Bro.
Unless it really was a cult and like this was like retreat,
I'm pretty certain this whole thing was.
We get the boys in the mountain and then we're off the grid,
Yeah, you never
to be heard from again.
Correct.
But like he yells at her, like she's like, oh, like reversing, like crying, and he's like crying. I still think the most unbelievable part is that her name's Amanda. I just refuse that's just not her name. Like she's not an Amanda.
I also could not believe that she drove a Toyota Tundra.
Thank you. That was the second part.
She's like crying in her pickup truck.
And also, like a Toyota Tundra isn't like a cheap car.
No.
If you're having money, back to that. If we're having money problems, it's the first thing you sell,
right? Yeah,
that's a $20,000 like resale value. Probably you couldn't just.
The whole money thing just confused me because they're pretty much putting all their hope into this contest, which she has never done a floral arrangement in her life.
Yeah.
And this woman, Lori, who is teaching her, has at best come in second place. And Constance has won like the last 9 years or something. And the idea is that Amanda is somehow going to be able to beat her with like a week's training. And
look at us, we're back on track.
You kind of see it coming, but she loses. And she doesn't get the 20 grand.
Rightfully so, by the way. That was the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
Not good.
With the big ladybug on the top.
Well, that's the other thing, not to completely jump around, but like
transition to calling her ladybug?
I was so uncomfortable because they make this point of like the flashbacks where her father called her Ladybug, and then Lori just keeps calling her. I'm like, that's real.
How do you know her name? Yeah, how do you know her nickname? By the way,
and then how are you using the like nickname that her dead father had for her? Like that's a bold move.
Weird.
Like,
yeah, you don't just.
She's bust trying to connect.
No.
I mean, they literally met like a week ago when Lori, let's not forget, drove into her fucking yard.
Yeah.
Into the fence or something like that. What was it? Or like just like across a pile. I don't really know what it was.
Probably took out like the few flowers that were finally coming in. Like
oh my god. That was the ladybug. That's why I'm like, I can't remember her name. I do remember a ladybug.
Ladybug. So she doesn't win the 20 grand, which also in the back of my head the entire time, I'm like, is 20 grand really going to do it? She makes a comment that like, oh, that'll get us through the season. It's like, okay, then what though? Like,
this is short term. Like this is a
as
short
business
term
people, that's just never going to work. And also the 20 grand was going to work before the foreclosure. Like that was what was supposed to, or not. It was like the foreclosure and they got denied the small business loan. I'm like, no. They needed the 20 grand for part of it.
Yeah.
For like food, just to pay for those cookies. Like,
Oh, I'm sorry. She was baristaing once or twice. She's fine.
She made
that on that big property.
She made that cardamom vanilla latte.
Which was called the Ladybug, wasn't it?
Oh, I missed that.
I feel like they named it that maybe.
Oh, I
That's
hope
right.
so.
Right.
All right. Well, if she's just pouring out the name to anyone that'll buy a coffee, then I guess it doesn't matter.
I was just thinking this.
So Constance wins, ends up giving the 20 grand to Amanda. Wait, no.
Never would happen.
Yeah,
that's right.
But she did it the next, like not on the spot when she.
Yes,
went.
the next
she
day,
totally cock blocked. By the way, she walked in right as they're on the couch.
Yeah.
Well,
and then Derek was like all embarrassed.
Yeah.
I'm like, you almost murdered somebody. Like this is actually small in comparison.
Yeah, exactly. There's a poor person in like a wheelchair for the rest of his life because Derek slipped.
Yeah.
Fell down the ravine.
So Constance gives the money, but then I guess so the way that they do kind of wrap it up is like they decide to turn the farm into a like one-stop shop like wedding event.
I feel like that's the ending of every Hallmark movie now. It's like, let's make this into a destination.
It's just going to be.
There's always a financial toil or trouble, and they like
at least made sense other than just like, here's 20 grand. Oh, we're fine now, you know? So
wait, did you notice they walked out into the back and the flowers had all blooms?
They were all there. Like,
so did they not need the money anymore? Like, would the blooms have saved them? I'm so confused.
Yeah,
how much are they selling those like make your own bouquets?
I need to see their forecast.
I know it's questionable at best. I feel like there's a really missed opportunity from Hallmark here, and I'll just throw this out there. The marketer in me is screaming. You have like diehard people that watch these movies and love them. Like I've been reading about this one online and like the comments and stuff, and people love this fucking movie, like the actual hardcore Hallmark fans. And I'm like, why don't you make this an actual destination, like an Airbnb, like for an experiential play?
Oh.
Wait 1 second. This reminds me. You know Long Grove, Illinois, which I live right near, and you both are not very far from. Mario Lopez is there right now filming a movie.
Let's go. Should we go?
Yeah, let's go. I'm around this weekend.
So he was there this week. I wonder if they've actually wrapped. I literally got an
Logan's
email.
like, no, it's definitely over. Or not Logan. Joe's like, it's definitely over. Don't think about hanging out. We're not hanging out.
Don't you fucking dare go near him. I actually got like an email from like the town saying that they were looking for extras like while we were out on vacation, because
this could be my big break.
Yeah, I do think it's over, but they do, to your point, Logan, Long Grove has, I think this is now like the third, it's not Hallmark, but it's like a Hallmark-esque movie that like ends up on like Stars or something. They film a lot of those movies there, so you can just go stroll the streets of a beautiful Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
I love your marketing play. This is great.
That's the end of my story.
For hire, by the way, if anybody. I do have a job, but I'm also entertaining other offers.
Well, always.
All the time.
I don't know. Anything else in this movie we missed? I'm sure there's a lot, but
Lori in the hospital looks pretty incredible for somebody that took a pretty bad fall. What is with
that? Was a weird
falling, by the way?
What's that? With everyone, Lori. Yeah, there's got to be like some sort of dementia problems, right? That she's falling, she's crashing into fields. Like
she doesn't remember the fifth. She doesn't remember the fifth like learning lesson. She's like, that's just one you gotta figure out on your own.
Do you think she did?
Yeah.
You think she couldn't remember?
Dude, I always say there's like 5 things. I'm like, oh, if I get to 4, that's great.
Did I say 5?
Yeah.
No.
That was a test.
It's in here.
God bless her. God bless her.
It's in here, Ladybug.
But also, like that's where again I felt like this movie didn't follow all the. I mean, it did. It just tried to smush all the different plot scenes from all the different movies, but like wasn't expecting the hospital to be what brought Constance. Well, I guess it didn't really bring her back, but like brought her and Constance together via Amanda going and like giving her the flower or whatever. I don't
There
know.
was, it was kind of the start of their like.
He gave her flower.
Do you think, like, now, based on your assessment, Katelin, now that Constance and Lori have kind of, made up and are friends, do you think Dan is now a part of some sort of hot throuple between the
Yes, I'm telling you, it's giving Mormon vibes.
Like a Sister Wives kind of thing?
Yes.
That's the movie I want to see. Like,
Yeah, that would be a fun sequel. Like
Eastern
that's
Bloom, Electric Boogaloo, and things happen.
Okay, I don't know much about like Sister Wives,
Hmm?
and I don't know anything about your listeners, Joe, but I'm not trying to get a backlash.
me
I
neither. I think I've said a lot.
I don't
My
think that's
wife
any
loves
concern
Sister
of
Wives,
anyone.
and she's told me about the phenomenon of soaking,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, my
That I'm,
mother might watch that, but
that I'm
and
aware of.
you like there's somebody that like jumps on the bed so that you're not technically like making friction.
I think that's right. Like, you are inside, but you're not actually
Correct.
moving back and forth. I didn't realize that someone is there. Like, I thought the whole idea was just like you're in
You're there
there and like
resting.
hoping for an earthquake or something.
Well, I think that they like have people that will like jump,
oh God,
Oh,
bless
to like
it.
move the bed to like
that I
make,
didn't realize.
yeah,
Oh,
I think.
Oh
that is
wow.
If
interesting.
anybody's listening that's Mormon and wants to set the record straight,
Yeah,
I would
I'm
love
please
to
very
know.
DM
curious.
Yeah.
us.
I only know one Mormon person and like not well enough to ask him about,
Yeah, that
you
might
know,
be a tough question.
Do you
we
want
got
to?
real close at work, but not that close.
Do you want to hear my most uncomfortable Mormon story ever? It'll be very quick.
Mom,
Yes.
you can just go ahead and stop listening now.
we were we were in Disneyland like a few years back, and our friends were out there with us.
Yeah.
But the husband had to like travel for work, so on the last day, it was just Leslie and I, and our kids, and our friend Nicolette. And we always had this joke because Ed, the husband, travels a lot, so a lot of times it would just be the three of us with Leslie and my kids, and we would joke around that they were sister wives. So as a joke, we wanted to take a picture with
Oh my
the
God.
groom ears and the bride ears, but on both of them. And we jokingly put them on, asked this couple that was walking around the store to take a picture. And after they did, I made a joke. I'm like, oh, don't worry, we're not Mormon. And they replied,
Oh, no, no, no,
oh,
no, no.
we are.
Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. I'm dead.
But to the Mormons' credits, they have to be nice, and they did not take
Yeah.
offense visually.
Were they interested? Is that why they weren't taking
They were
offense?
just like, "Oh, we are. Here you go." And I'm like, ugh.
Wait,
Oh
is
my
that
God.
like a thing? They have to be nice?
I don't know. It just seems like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Not
You
that I
know.
was
I feel
interested in
like this.
becoming Mormon, but I was like, well, now
I
I
think
can't.
there's always like a recruitment thing going on. And again, this is awful. Like, I'm sure perfectly nice,
They are all very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
But
sample
And
size of
they're
one
probably all
Sunday.
going to like all of this. Everyone who loved this movie is probably going to heaven.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm scared. But I was getting heavy recruitment vibes. I gotta
There
tell you.
definitely was. Anything else? Otherwise, we can wrap up and get to questions.
Yeah, let's do it.
I guess let's jump into it. You're happily ever after. Who from this wonderful cast could you spend the rest of your life? I mean, Derek, I assume, Katelin, right?
Obviously.
But Logan,
Obviously.
where do you go?
I'm
Lori?
going with the mom,
Yeah.
because I like cookies and snickerdoodles are some of my favorite. And
Not Lori, the other mom, which I don't even know if we ever.
I don't know her name.
Me neither. I was just saying
Grace.
that.
The mother's name was
Grace.
Grace.
Then I would go with Grace for sure. Yeah.
I would go Gladys.
Ooh.
Beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Is just tossing money around like it's nothing. Like, I feel like I could be a very happy kept man.
Yeah.
My
It's actually a great choice.
runner up was the woman that owned the coffee shop. I think Effie was her name.
I had a theory, and this is going to go off on a tangent. Maybe
please
go for it.
It's like very pro wrestling themed. So
as we often get into on this.
I feel like somebody who was a writer on this movie was like giving nods to like some wrestling stuff. There's a wrestler named Effie, spelled different, who is a homosexual wrestler, great performer. But he like hosts these events that are like Effie's Big Gay Brunch, and he'll do them like. So I feel like the fact that there was like Effie, and then there was something else that like screamed wrestling to me. I'm trying to think of what it was,
I did
and
not pick that up, I'll be honest, but
I
yeah,
didn't either.
well, I mean,
It's a niche reference. Not
I
really,
know.
because like wrestling's so popular, but with these two, with the
It is
two of
popular
us.
right now. But like
Because The
Effie is
Rock
my
is
household
back,
name.
right?
Yeah, The Rock is back, baby. He's at
oh,
There you
WrestleMania.
go. Are you going?
No, it's I wanted I was interested in going more because I wanted a cheesesteak and it's in Philadelphia.
oh,
Ooh.
that is nice.
Were
I
you
don't
there
really
when The Rock came out?
no, no.
Because I thought that was in Chicago.
He was here last week.
Look at me, Logan.
Look at
I had
you.
no idea. This is amazing, Caitlin. How do
Yeah.
you know these things?
I have no idea how I know that. Probably
Yeah,
TikTok. My
The Rock
brain
is
is
back.
riddled.
I will say the writer, just to maybe help, has only written 3 other things: The Blessing Bracelet,
Oh,
The Gift of Peace,
I'm
and
not
then
thinking this is a WrestleMania writer.
6 episodes of something called Attaway Appeal, which I cannot understand. When the appeal gets threatened to be able to print their newspaper, the freshman Tim Sharp and the rest of the appeal have to find a story worthy of printing in order to keep their funds for it. I have no idea what
That
the
seems like
appeal
a
is.
show I need to watch.
I don't know where. This must have been Canadian or something.
There's definitely a theme of like financial hardship and
Mm.
overcoming it.
Yeah.
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 Something's going
Huh.
on here.
Yeah.
All right. So that is Easter in Bloom. Thumbs up, thumbs down. How would you go?
You made me watch some pretty bad ones.
I feel like Christmas Class Reunion we were pro
We
on.
were fine with it, but then what was the pumpkin spice? That
Oh,
one was
pumpkin spice
too.
everything. That one, I don't know why, but for some reason the ones you come on end up being more like dramas and not like
Yeah.
fun.
There's always sadness. It's like
Yeah.
everyone's always like poor. Losing that.
The pores. Is that what you didn't like? Was the
So
pores?
am I, though, to be honest. Founder life, don't forget it. As I sit in my high rise,
I was literally like, is that the Trump Tower in the background?
No.
How did you feel about Making Waves?
Did I
Caitlin?
like?
Because that's the one I couldn't make, but I feel like you still recorded solo.
Oh yeah, we did. Did we like that? I don't remember what the
Oh my
movie
God,
was
I've
about.
had 3 movies. That one was terrible.
Making Waves.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the movie was actually about, so it couldn't have been that great.
Oh my God, I can't even
It was
remember that
money
we did
also. It was like a restaurant, and the guy was in a band. And like
Oh,
and he won
yes.
money.
I'm looking up our chat.
Wait, did you actually watch the movie, Logan? Is that?
Yeah, I watched it. I just couldn't get on.
That's right. It
recording.
was the like music festival out in like San Diego or something. Yes. Yeah. I don't think we were big on that one either.
I don't think we were either. That's why I'm like, by the way, Allison Disney is excited to listen to this. And she goes, wait, you've been asked on again? I was like, thank you. Like, I only had to beg for it one other time, okay? The others I've been requested.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I don't think we've ever been positive on any of the ones you've been on, Katelin, unfortunately.
No, I do. I actually think we were pretty like neutral. I think we were on the Christmas Class one. I think
yes, yeah. That one I think we were pro. Because that one I thought was actually pretty good.
I think I drank like 3/4 of a bottle of wine on the last one, the Making Waves one. I remember being I was getting a little loose by the end.
Feeling pretty good also.
That's what I mean. I was just sprouting off anything that was coming to mind.
Logan, let me find out what the name of the one you were on. I remember enjoying yours, the one that you
yeah, it was I mean, it was fine. And like even this one, I will say, like, if you are a fan of Hallmark, if you're like a fan of the Hallmark like tropes, like you're gonna like you know what you're getting going into this. Like you're probably gonna be fine with it. For me, I don't know. I wouldn't say I would say thumbs down for me, but
yeah.
It was just it felt too churchy.
Yeah, I agree. I would go thumbs down too. I think to your point, yes, if you love these movies, it's a movie. But I feel like there's so much better that Next Stop Christmas is the one that we talked about Logan 2 years ago. And like that one, I feel like just the production value, the story, like there's a lot better out there now. And this one, I mean, I guess if you're bringing in the A game, you're going to go Christmas for Hallmark. And
although I do feel like those two actors are like kind of the A game compared to some of the, like they are throwing in some uggos here and there.
Well, because
you're talking about Derek? I don't know him from anything.
He was in another one of these that we did for the show, Romance and Style.
I can't remember what he was in.
Was pretty good. And like one of like the bigger ones, JC Elliott, who is on Grey's Anatomy, I think, or one of those shows. Yes, Grey's Anatomy. She was in that. And it was, you know, if you enjoy these, like
but
that.
He was in Grey's Anatomy too. That
was
actor.
That actor?
Something. Or he was in a medical show.
I don't
or
know.
like Chicago show. Was it like the Chicago?
He was in 53 episodes of Virgin River, which might be. He was in
the first season's pretty good. So
wait, you know that show? I've never heard of it.
It's a Netflix show.
Oh, is it?
No.
All right.
Yeah.
He was in 47 episodes of Code Black.
That was a TV. That was it. That was a medical show I totally watched.
Yeah. And then outside of that, it's been a lot of Hallmark movies, and then like one episode of a lot of his shows. So,
but he's kind of. I mean, I gotta give it to him. He's hot. I would watch it.
I want to hear him talk in real life.
Same.
I don't remember feeling like he had a weird accent in the what's the other one I just said with JC Elliott? Like that one, I don't think I remember Romance and Style feeling odd about his voice, but I could be wrong.
I just feel like if it's a Hallmark movie and your acting skills are just okay, maybe not throwing in an accent is necessary. Like I don't think we need to.
There was no reason for it.
Yeah, I don't think we really need to push ourselves there. You can live in the South and not have an accent, especially since your mother doesn't.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
But Katelin, I don't think you said thumbs up, thumbs down. What would your verdict be? Down. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Sadly.
3 thumbs
Sadly.
down. All right. So that does it for Romance and Style. Small Town Failing
post show, baby.
Yeah. smalltownfailingpodcast.com. You can get back episodes, YouTube. This is all on the videos. You can, maybe check out next time Katelin's on, see if she got a picture for that frame behind her.
No, wait, it's MixMix. It's the first packaging. Thank you.
Oh, that is nice. From a distance, it looks like a frame you got to Target and just haven't put in anything yet.
Yeah, that's true. From a distance,
no, it's our first run of packaging. Thank you.
Oh, that's very nice then.
That is nice.
All right, so next time we can see if Katelin, took the effort to hang it up rather than just
just throw it behind your screen. I know I need to find a spot for it.
It looks like it could be a Magic Eye poster too.
Katelin,
I think it's because this is like it was at a slant, so I see. It looks like wrapping paper in there.
My senior high school, the cover of the yearbook was a Magic Eye.
We had that too in high school. Yeah.
Which,
and our mascot was the hidden.
Yeah, ours too. I wonder if that was just the thing that yearbooks did.
Yeah. Do you think they get yearbooks anymore? Like, do kids get yearbooks?
Yeah. My
okay, I got panicked there for a second. Not that I have any of mine.
Speaking of Mario Lopez, do you remember the episode of Saved by the Bell where they were going to do the video yearbook?
Yes, I do. Yep.
Yeah,
I'm sure I've seen it.
They were going to make it like a cool, like technologically advanced version of the yearbook that was on video. And then I feel like that's the one where Zach started making the date line, like dating.
Probably. Yeah.
He took like the actual yearbook videos and like turned it into like a dating service.
As you do. Not creepy at all, Zach.
No.
I gotta say, one of the first like bad rom-coms that I loved, like the Christmas ones, was Holiday in Handcuffs. It was him and Melissa Joan Rivers or whatever.
Oh, was it Melissa Joan Hart?
Melissa Joan Hart.
Was it her or the one who used to be? Hang on, I'm gonna look this up while we're talking.
Because that was like one of the first of the genre, I feel.
Oh, it is Melissa Joan Hart.
At least my entry into the genre.
Yeah, Mario Lopez, Melissa Joan Hart, Marky Post.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah.
That's a budget breaker.
Maybe next time the three of us get together, this could be our.
I would happily rewatch that.
We'll do it.
That's his way of being like, not going to be for a while. Don't get your hopes. I'll see you at Christmas.
Yeah, there's a long line of people like waiting to get on here.
Yeah. Oh, are you kidding? They have plugs. People have things to plug. It's
People do have
gross.
plugs.
Anyway, so Instagram, I post up questions, or you can send in questions on
Oh
there. So
yeah.
if you're not following there, please do.
Yeah.
First one this
Did
week.
we get any?
We got A.
You
And
should have just said we got a lot. We got a lot.
So here's a fun fact. Sometimes I just lie and make them up. And last week I have to thank Merce for coming on the Irish Wish episode last week. So amazing. And it was great to catch up with her. But she actually has a really good following and posted up too. And she got more questions than I did, which I'm just like, oh, you expected me to have things. So she actually sent one in, chocolate Easter bunny or Peeps, which I feel like we've already kind of discussed.
Chocolate Easter bunny.
Yeah. I mean, those are like yeah, I don't know. That's like it's like voting for president this year. I'll take neither.
I would go Peeps.
Oh.
I would go Peeps, no problem. The only, because like the hollow Santas and the Easter bunnies, like the chocolate is usually just garbage.
It's trash. You're right.
I will take like a jar of peanut butter and like just put it inside like the whole.
You'll make your own.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, there was actually one other question, but it was like favorite Easter candy. Which, how do you pick one?
Yeah, I didn't get any this year.
We got the kids,
Rude.
So we end up just stealing their
fair.
stuff. I mean, the chocolate Reese eggs. I mean, those are top tier for me.
Yeah, those are for sure.
The ratio is just perfect.
Yeah,
it's the best Reese's one.
Yeah.
Wait,
right.
Sorry, just so you feel better about yourself, that's what influencers do, right? Like whenever they do Q&As, like they seed their own Q&As and respond to their own Q&As.
This is cool. Let's talk about
my skincare routine.
Exactly. Whenever they're like, I've gotten so many questions. You're like, bitch, you asked that to yourself.
Oh, what you're saying is that they make up their own questions.
Yeah. Am I speaking in tongues?
Well, no, I wasn't quite following because you were jumping back to a conversation we had 5 minutes ago.
I was waiting for the space, like the airtime. Whatever.
And speaking of Merce, the Irish Wish episode, please go back and give it a listen. But she left a question for you two.
Yay.
Full disclosure, not knowing who the next guest would be, but her question, and then I'm going to ask you, you can both leave one, or if you can come up with one together. She wanted to know, what is your favorite horror film? Which, Katelin, I have to just guess you're not a big horror person.
You're exactly the scariest movie I've watched is like Clue back in the day. Like I can't handle.
That is a great movie, though.
It is.
Logan?
I don't do well with horror.
Yeah, I actually don't really watch horror movies much either. There was a movie that we watched. It was more of like a psychological thriller, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That was called When a Stranger Calls Back.
Yep. Yeah.
Of course you have.
Freaked me the fuck out.
Was it? That's the old one with like the call is coming from in the house, like that whole thing.
It's like a babysitter. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
See, no.
I feel like I watched it maybe like my freshman year of high school, and I still remember it. Like there was a scene where like somebody snuck into the house and like blended in with the wall, and I was like, nope.
Yep.
Like this might give me, just even hearing that is like enough to ruin my life.
Well, the whole thing, it's like a famous movie. I think it was like maybe early. I forget when it came out. Carol
As I
Kane.
look over and my apartment door is unlocked. Sweet.
So yeah, it's a babysitter, and she starts hearing these things in the house, and like starts to suspect, and so she calls the police, and then they start tracing the call. And I mean, this was back before like cell phones and everything, and then like the whole like the calls coming from in the house, like that's the big wah, wah. And
there was always that. Like at childhood sleepovers where, the scary story was like it coming from under your bed, like tickling the feet. And then, oh my God. Yeah, no.
I'm sure Derek from this movie had a lot of those.
He was involved.
Kids sleeping over and tickling feet.
See, he gives like bully vibes. Like he was the mean.
No. Absolutely. He gives me like toucher vibes.
now, but I feel like he used to be a bully.
Maybe. Yeah.
He'd like pull your pigtails for sure, and I wouldn't hate. Never mind.
I
Oh my
originally, I
gosh,
don't,
Katelin wants him to pull her pigtails now.
Yeah, I do.
I don't remember what this show was, but Leslie used to watch it, and it was on like Showtime or something, but maybe
Yeah.
it was Netflix, about this guy who like is a murderer, but in a like a relationship or something. I don't know, but he kept reminding me of that guy. And I only know this from
Yeah.
like
Now that you
walking.
say it, I can see it. So you've ruined that for me. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Well, I don't want to keep you two apart. All right. So favorite horror movie, we talked about that. What and Logan, I think Katelin is leaning on you for this a lot, but
Oh yeah,
what
yeah.
question do you want to leave for the
Yeah.
next guest? And then we'll answer it too, obviously.
Oh, okay. One of my favorite questions is I like to ask when like people are alone in the car, like what's a song that they
Oh.
sing with like their whole,
Oh.
Oh,
like one
good
that they
song.
just really get into and sing like,
Yep.
you know.
I'll tell you.
Yeah,
You
go.
want to go first? I bet. I don't know whether this is going to be really expected or really not. Not Ready to Make Nice by the Dixie Chicks.
Oh, I did not see that
I
one coming.
No, me either.
scream that at the top of my lungs.
That's
Wow.
nice.
Oh, when you're feeling angsty, you're like,
Mm-hmm. What about you, Logan? What is yours?
My Life Would Suck Without You by Kelly Clarkson.
oh, that's a good
Oh,
one.
that
I
is
am a big Kelly Clarkson fan.
she is the only American Idol that I've ever voted for, because I was hooked.
They should have been done
She's
after her.
incredible.
Actually,
She's
Carrie Underwood. Sorry, she's.
There have been a few, yeah.
huh.
But
Wait,
otherwise,
have you guys seen her live? Kelly
Who?
Clarkson?
No, I never have.
Oh,
No,
she's
I
so
either.
good.
Yeah.
So
can't
good.
say I follow her that well either. But actually, funny you should bring it up. This leaving the question for the next person. I think she does that on her talk show, and that's where I stole the
Yes,
idea from.
karaoke or
Oh, really?
whatever. Oh,
Yeah.
different things.
No,
Interesting. I don't know that I've ever actually seen her talk show.
I have only seen the clips of her like singing the covers
Me
and stuff.
too.
Yeah,
She's
Me
amazing.
too.
Like she does have an amazing voice,
yeah,
and
Insane.
like
incredible.
nine
It's
times out
really
of 10, it's better than the original. But
Agreed.
yeah. Well, somebody even said that like she did somebody's song recently, and they were like, "Well, now I can never sing that." It was Katy Perry.
Katy Perry.
Yeah,
yeah,
never sing that again.
which
The
Heart is
Wait,
interesting
what's
thing
great.
your
about
answer, Joe?
Oh,
What's your
me,
favorite?
probably Total Eclipse of the Heart. Like
ooh,
that, I will lose my voice on. Like
yeah.
That's a good one.
full
I
on
always
screaming.
get blown away when people like pick that song at like a karaoke and they're
No,
not. I'm like, you guys, what the fuck? Like, do you know what this song sounds like? You're not going to be able to hit that.
so back in olden days when I
Yeah.
worked in New York, there was this
At the
bar.
record company or whatever.
There was this bar, Mr. Biggs, right around the corner from the office that I worked at, and we would go and drink there like any like free time we got, which was rare. And Friday or like Thursday they had karaoke, and like it was one of those places where like legit singers like came, and I didn't
Yes.
realize that.
Oh no.
I was drunk. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll sing Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves. There's only 4 people in front of me. The person before did Take a Piece of My Heart by Janis Joplin.
Oh
And
yeah.
like if you closed your eyes, you would have thought she was there, like resurrected, unbelievable. And then I'm
Wow.
like, I was born in a wagon on a traveling show.
I hate when people take karaoke too seriously, although those people were just using it as a creative outlet, so I understand.
Yeah.
But like I would have way preferred your performance.
No, yeah. I mean, I got some, like, oh, look at him. He's an idiot. Congrats.
Yes. He'll never do that again.
All right, so I think we're wrapping up. Katelin, you want to plug your drugs again?
Yeah. Everyone go buy it.
Should I not? I probably shouldn't refer to it as that, right? Like it's
it's actually a legitimate business. It's a cannabis brand which is fully legal in 24 states. Between the med and recreational side. Anyway, follow at Get MixMix. Go to getmixmix.com to find where you can find us.
Awesome.
Also, can we talk about how I haven't plugged my dating life? So good on me.
Have you like put that by the wayside in order to like get the business going?
No, I'm just dating, I guess.
Right.
No.
Anything you want to talk about while we're here? Like, you want advice from Logan and I? We're married. That's
No, I'm fine. Thank you. There's just so many options.
No, thank you. I've seen your guys' lives. No thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. I've decided to be less desperate on begging for your followers to send me boys.
I've got
none
to
of them
imagine
have.
in your age bracket too, like you own a not I don't own or like what the proper, but like you have a cannabis business, like that's you've got to be like
I'm doing okay.
prime real estate for dating apps or something, right? Like
I was gonna say,
They're all
like,
like, what?
the next time we see Katelin, it'll be on like The Bachelorette.
yeah, like
I would actually prefer just to be on a pile of money, but the next time you see The Bachelorette works too.
What about Love Island? Do you watch Love Island?
I don't, but I don't know if I'd be good on those shows. Like, I actually think Real Housewives is more my, like, I would be great at,
Oh, what about like a Vanderpump style
yes.
where like it's, you know, everybody at the business? Yeah, I could see that.
I think that could be cool. But the problem is people would find out that, like, because I'm such a people pleaser, I would be like, I'd come out on everyone's side. Like, I would be talking shit about all of them.
I know, it is fun.
You know what's funny? Like, not that long ago, Katelin, because I consider myself a people pleaser, and somebody at work literally said to me, "Oh, really? Well, like, name 2 people that are pleased with you right now."
That's our worst nightmare. That's our worst nightmare.
Well, also, what an asshole thing to say. Like, that's implying like nobody's happy with you. Like,
I think
also, who's ever pleased with anyone? First of all, it sounds like Deborah said that. Like, that's giving Deborah vibes. I don't know why that just. Anyway, what an episode, guys! I feel like we did well.
Do you want to let Logan wrap up too, or
you done? Yeah. Wait, sorry, Logan, plug.
You can. I also sell drugs, but you can just DM me. No, I'm just kidding. I actually own a professional wrestling company. If anyone's interested,
that's amazing.
Tri-State Wrestling. It's in Cincinnati, Ohio, but streaming worldwide. TriStateWrestlingOnline.com. I don't do a podcast anymore because I don't have enough time for both.
Yeah. Well, wait, I feel like a horrible person. We spent the whole time when we weren't talking about the movie about MixMix. The Tri-State Wrestling. That's amazing.
That's valid. Yeah. When is the next event, or what's kind of on tap?
We have a show coming up April 27th in Hamilton, Ohio at the Fitton Center.
All right.
Ooh.
We have 7 matches. We have a triple threat match for the heavyweight championship with our current champion, Trey Lamar, going up against Myron Reed and VSK. It'll be really fun. We have like a few people debuting for the first time. Hamilton's always a really fun city for us, so it's our first time there this year.
That is amazing. So what does that like entail? Do you kind of coordinate like the events and kind of setting that up, or what's kind of your day to day?
So me and my friend Jared are 50-50 co-owners, and we do everything. So we find the building, we rent it, we hire talent, we write the script for the show, we do the marketing for it. It's like a 2-man. I shouldn't say that. There are a lot of people that do stuff behind the scenes, but like, it's kind of all comes down on us. So yeah,
you coordinating everything. Wow, that is amazing. I can't imagine that.
Man without money or the sexual abuse.
Shouldn't laugh at that, but
me neither.
I was just having this conversation last week at a professional wrestling convention. I have no life, you guys.
No, it sounds like you do. Like it sounds like you do.
I was just thinking you have passion.
Spent the first 15 minutes talking about my plants and my seeds.
That's true. I'm gonna need a big trowel to dig it out.
I'm currently planning the birthday party for my sourdough starter. So,
I forgot you got into baking too.
Yeah,
I really just leaned into all the pandemic trends.
Oh,
totally did.
Yeah.
Do you have a Tiger King podcast too?
Not yet, but if you're interested,
call me.
Sorry, but you were at a convention having this conversation.
Oh, about Vince McMahon, and I was like, obviously his legacy. This guy was like all about his legacy and like what he did for wrestling, but like now his legacy is I'm a piece of shit, and that's like really sad to me.
That's crazy.
Well, yeah, like I remember Hulk Hogan when all the stuff came out with like his racist comments and all that, and like they wiped him from the WWE website. It was like this guy was wrestling
WWE, yeah,
and then like that, that's the stuff that comes out. It's a shame.
And I mean, I know at this point they're allegations, right?
But
when there's smoke, there's fire.
It is.
Yeah, there's allegations against P. Diddy. There was allegations against R. Kelly.
You guys, we've had the longest podcast ever, but I want to That's wild. He's the worst.
The Diddy
He's
stuff?
Epstein level, right?
So wait, what is I have to be honest and say, like, I obviously know that he's like in the news and they've said like people are raiding his house and shit, but I haven't been following enough to know like what
there's no actual charges or anything, but I guess what the allegations are, like literally like trafficking and like I think underage stuff, like assault, like a lot. Yeah. Like if it is like I don't know if on the level of Epstein, but
in the
Epstein
like
Jr.
in the same world.
Yeah.
Is it
in terms of the things that
was it like people in the industry that he was like doing it for? Like, is that?
I don't know if it's been said yet, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Everything is just
I would
like
assume
they raided his house, or I think it was a house and then someplace in
another
Miami.
place.
Yeah. So I don't know specifically yet, but it does not look great.
Wow.
That's why I've always been West Side.
It will not surprise you that I was a big Bad Boy Records person in 1997.
I was Death Row.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
This is where we end.
I was 2. Yeah.
Shut up. Jesus Christ.
I was a senior in high school when Tupac died.
Wait, what year was that?
I think it was 97, right? I mean, that's
okay. I was 6 then.
Well, you know.
All
There you go.
You guys, what a treat.
It is. Thank you. No, thank you both for coming on. This is amazing. I'm glad we finally got to do this, and I definitely want to do it again soon. Thank you for watching this movie. Thank you, Merce, for coming on the last episode. Please go back and give that a listen or a watch, however you want to. smalltownfailingpodcast.com for back episodes, socials, all that fun. smalltownfailingpodcast@gmail.com if you want to send an email. Cameo, if you want to get a cameo that I could just,
oh my gosh, my next birthday present. I better get one.
On there, and iTunes, Spotify reviews. Thank you to everyone that's done that. And that'll do it for next time. Thanks both again.
You mean for this time?
Yeah. Is that what I said? What did I say?
You said for next
time. Preliminary would like to thank you both for coming on again. All right. I don't know what we're talking about next time, but we'll figure it out. And we'll talk to you soon. All right.
Toodles.
Bye. That was amazing.